Stepping out, stepping out. Open sesame, here comes Rastaman. Abacadabra, catch me if you can. I know you find it hard to believe that I am the genie of your lamp, and I can do anything you wish, but right now I'm commanding you to dance. Stepping out, stepping out. Oh, I'm stepping out, stepping out. Invisible music, beam me up to the cradle of sound. Rhythm and dance, you cannot see it nowhere on earth. Can this reggae be found? I say, I know you find it hard to believe that I am the genie of your lamp, and I can do anything you wish, but right now I'm commanding you to dance. Rain down, rain down, rain down, brimstone, thunder and lightning, hurricane, ooh, cyclone. Ask me this, I tell you why. I know you find it hard to believe that I am. Flash it, yeah. Stepping out, stepping out, stepping out, stepping out. Open sesame, here comes Rastaman. Abacadabra, catch me if you can. I know you find it hard to believe that I am the genie of your lamp, and I can do anything you wish, but right now I'm commanding you to dance. Stepping out, stepping out. Oh, I'm stepping out, stepping out. Invisible music, beam me up to the cradle of sound. Rhythm and dance, you cannot see it nowhere on earth. Can this reggae be found? I say, I know you find it hard to believe that I am the genie of your lamp, and I can do anything you wish, but right now I'm commanding you to dance. Rain down, rain down, rain down, brimstone, thunder and lightning, hurricane, ooh, cyclone. Ask me this, I tell you why. I know you find it hard to believe that I am the genie of your lamp, and I can do anything you wish, but right now I'm commanding you to dance. Stepping out, stepping out, stepping out, stepping out. Open sesame, here comes Rastaman. Abacadabra, catch me if you can. I know you find it hard to believe that I am the genie of your lamp, and I can do anything you wish, but right now I'm commanding you to dance. Stepping out, genie of your lamp, and I can do anything you wish, but right now I'm commanding you to dance. Rain down, rain down, rain down, brimstone, thunder and lightning, hurricane, ooh, cyclone. Ask me this, I tell you why. I know you find it hard to believe that I am the genie of your lamp, and I can do anything you wish, but right now I'm commanding you to dance. Stepping up, stepping. Says I'm stepping, stepping up, stepping out. Says I'm stepping, journey through the tunnel of love. Wisdom is respected, hatred is rejected. From the planet dread, I says it rains down. Damn. Climb a ladder's ladder, hearts are in their heart. Open sesame, here comes Rastaman. Abacadabra, catch me if you can. Open sesame, here comes Rastaman. Yeah. Abacadabra, catch me if you can. Hey. Says I'm stepping. I says I'm stepping. I'm stepping, stepping, stepping. Says I'm stepping. I says I'm stepping. I'm stepping, stepping. Highest heights and hottest heights. Rasta this and dreadlocks dance. Your movements just can't stop. I'm in the groove and I just can't stop. 'Cause I'm in love with your music. Stepping up, stepping up. Stepping up, stepping up, stepping out, stepping out. Open sesame, here comes Rastaman. Abacadabra, catch me if you can. I know you find it hard to believe that I am the genie of your lamp, and I can do anything you wish, but right now I'm commanding you to dance. Stepping up, stepping up. Oh, I'm stepping up, stepping up. Invisible music, beam me up to the cradle of sound. Rhythm and dance, you cannot see it nowhere on earth. Can this reggae be found? I say, I know you find it hard to believe that I am the genie of your lamp, and I can do anything you wish, but right now I'm commanding you to dance. Rain down, rain down, rain down, brimstone, thunder and lightning, hurricane, ooh, cyclone. Ask me this, I tell you why. I know you find it hard to believe that I am the genie of your lamp, and I can do anything you wish, but right now I'm commanding you to dance. Stepping up, stepping. Says I'm stepping, stepping up, stepping out. Says I'm stepping, journey through the tunnel of love. Wisdom is respected, hatred is rejected. From the planet dread, I says it rains down. Damn. Climb a ladder's ladder, hearts are in their heart. Open sesame, here comes Rastaman. Catch me if you can. Open sesame, here comes Rastaman. Yeah. Abacadabra, catch me if you can. Hey. Says I'm stepping. I says I'm stepping. I stepping, stepping, stepping. Says I'm stepping. I says I'm stepping. I stepping, stepping. Highest heights and hottest heights. Rasta this and dreadlocks down. Your movements just can't stop. I'm in the groove and I just can't stop. 'Cause I'm in love with your music. Stepping out, stepping out. Stepping out, stepping out, stepping out, stepping out. Open sesame, here comes Rastaman. Abacadabra, catch me if you can. I know you find it hard to believe that I am the genie of your lamp, and I can do anything you wish, but right now I'm commanding you to dance. Stepping out, stepping out. Oh, I'm stepping out, stepping out. Invisible music, beam me up to the cradle of sound. Riddle me this, you cannot see it nowhere on earth. Can this reggae be found? I say, I know you find it hard to believe that I am the genie of your lamp, and I can do anything you wish, but right now I'm commanding you to dance. Rain down, rain down, rain down, brimstone, thunder and lightning, hurricane, ooh, cyclone.
Greetings, family, and welcome to the Albebulan radio show. Today's segment is our special segment called The King's Corner, and I am in the studio with a new brother to our family circle, Brother Damon, and we also have the Soul Brothers in the studio as well, who they were able to make the connection and bring our guests forward. However, as we always do and should do, we first and foremost would want to give thanks and praises to the Almighty Creator. So we give thanks, Almighty Creator, for the opportunity to be here today. We give thanks for a new day and a new opportunity with great possibilities for us to shine our light brightly in the world and to be of good service. We ask that you go before us in everything that we do. And for everyone who's listening over the airwaves, we ask that there be a special covering of protection over each and every one of us, and that we all have favor and we have the power and the light to continue to not only fight the good fight, but walk in victory. We ask that we do everything that we can to honor our ancestors, and we give thanks for all that have come before us. We give thanks for our elders, for all their wisdom and their perseverance. We give thanks for the youth and for the unborn children, for we know that we have a bright future and that the victory is already won. Ashe, Amen, Aho, Namaste, Adupwe. Give thanks, family. I do want to acknowledge that we have an opportunity to speak life over ourselves. And how we do that and everything we do, it's so important to be conscious of our thoughts, to guard our thoughts as well as our words. Because in the beginning, it was said, let there be light. And then when you think about it, everything starts with thought and word. So I would like to remind you all to speak over yourself and those around you. Speak only what you want. And so our affirmations today are based on what I desire, not just for myself and my family, but for all of us in the world. I am peace. I am peace that surpasses all understanding. I am peace that surpasses all understanding. I am love. I am love. I am loved. I am joy. I am a divine light. I am a divine light of the Most High. I am victorious in all that I do. And those are our affirmations and declarations for today. So today's topic, drum roll, is about relationships and dating. And when my sons introduced the idea of today's topic to me, we were talking about courting and that it is a lost art. And I told them that there are some people who date with purpose, dating with a purpose. And I am curious about what our guest has to say as we create a space for our brothers to come forward and to speak their truth and to also recognize that they are living their truth. So welcome to the show, Brother Damon. You are a brother who's walking the walk and not just talking the talk, author, spoken word artist, and many more titles. I'd like for you to introduce yourself to the listening audience.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Damon Iverson. I'm an upcoming, forthcoming author. I'm working on 3 projects. The main project that I'm discussing today is called Dating and Relationship. I haven't put a solid title on it yet, but it's going to be something similar to GPS of dating, because we need a guide and a navigation process in the dating process. Dating and relationship is very important in the world. I believe that dating is the start of the family. It's the start of the marriage. It's the start of the life, the generations to come. If we don't properly date, we're not properly building and establishing the family. We're not properly building and establishing a great generation for the future. Dating is the beginning of our future. If we don't date properly, we can actually hurt or harm our future. As you discussed courting, and I pulled up the definition of courting in the dictionary. To court means to be involved with romantically, typically with intention of marrying. And a sentence is, he was courting a girl from the neighboring farm. Of a male or bird or other animal, try to attract a mate. So courting is the process of attracting a mate with the intentions of marrying. If you take it back, earlier in the days, courting was the thing. But now, if you take a look, it's all about dating. On social media, there's a lot of people that's going back and forth about dating. They're saying, oh, the dating pool has this in it and that in it. You have women battling men, men battling women. It's a fight out there in the dating world. And one of the titles in my book of one of the chapters is called Dating is Dead. And the reason why I coined it dating is dead is because we need to kill the word dating, and we need to kill the process of dating and go back to courting. Because dating says, oh, I can talk to you and 5 or 10 other people until I figure out or decide who I would like to be with. The problem with that is comparison kills. When you compare one person to 10 other people, there's no way you can get a proper understanding of all 10 people at the same time. There's different emotions going in there, different personalities, and when you add sex to the equation, just give up. You really can just you kill dating once you add sex to the equation of one or multiple people that you're dating. Courting says, oh, I'm only going to see one person. I'm going to focus on that one individual to determine and decide if this is the person I would like to engage and marry. With one person, you're comparing yourself to this one person. So you are getting the proper comparison with one person. But with multiple people, it's confusing. And that's the problem in the dating world. We are taught to look for better and best. It's good to look at better and best when you pick your meat at the grocery store or your fruit and vegetables at the grocery store. You want to pick up the best apple. You don't want the one that can possibly have worms in it or real soft or contaminated. But when it comes to people and persons, we can't look for the better person because we are all created different but equal at the same time. We all have different personalities, different lifestyles, different ways. And when you look for a better person, the problem is you're looking for better what? Finances, better looks, better shape, whatever it may be better that you're looking for, you will always find better. There's going to be a person with more money than your previous person. There's going to be a person that looked better than the previous person. There's going to be a person that dressed better, that probably have a better car, or whatever it may be. In life, you're going in circles looking for the better person for you. You don't want to look for the better person. You want to look for who's best for you, not the better person. There's a difference.
Teach.
When you're looking for the better person, you're going to keep going in circles looking and finding better and better and better and better in all of the persons. But when you get that person that's bad or good, that's best or good for you, you can build with that person. You will never find the finished material. If you look at fast food, right? We go to McDonald's, Burger King, and all of those places because we get the food fast and it's convenient and it's easy and it's comfortable to pull through a drive-through and sit in your car and get that food. The problem with it is it's no good for you. But when you go to the grocery store and you get the raw material and you build off of that raw material and you prepare it and you cook it, it's good for you and actually will turn out better for you, but you had to put in some work. Relationship is the same way. If you don't properly put in work in the dating process and find someone who's best for you, but not the better person, you'll find yourself going in circles.
Drop the mic. Drop the mic. I love, love, love this topic. As a man with clarity, I have heard, many people say that we're living in a world where, online dating is like the thing, but no one can find anyone online. I have friends that have been doing it since like the 90s. I used to be worried. I'm still like that with my friends, like, text me when you get home. I'm getting his license plate and all of that. And I actually saw, I don't remember what I was looking at, but it was more like metaphysics. And the person was like an intuit or something like that. And they were saying the concept of online dating when you're dealing with spirituality is a farce because every step that we take is ordered in the direction of our purpose. And so you don't have to force trying to, look online to find someone when it's supposed to be like something that you align up to. However, I've also heard that people can't really meet people because of the way the world is. You got to look online for a person. And I've heard that it's best to actually, like, I believe in arranged marriages. I know I'm putting like my personal opinion out on the airways, but I don't look at it in this coercive way where you're forcing two people to come together. When I study Indian culture, the way that arranged marriage works is that either the children choose and they present to the parents, and the parents give their blessing, or the parents they choose and the children must agree. Now, I'm over the airwaves speaking throughout the world, so please, if you're listening, we're on Caribbean Life TV on Facebook. Correct me if anyone knows anything else, because I'm a forever student. And what my premise is that we are bonding lineages when we have children. And people will have children and they won't get married. Like, there's no commitment in that level anymore. And I know because of pain, people don't want to get married if they've done it before. And I actually believe in early marriage so that you're not coming to the table with, all this stuff to heal before you can even build. You're needing to be fixed in some way. I don't even like the word fixed, but there's trauma that happens. Sometimes when you're older, you have more experiences and people come along and you're like, wow, you're still like not healed from your past. So I actually encourage my children to marry young. And I'm so grateful that they met you, because I'm like, yes, I want them to court. I don't want it to be oddity that our men want to, settle down with a wife or wives, depending on your perspective. It's not what you do, it's the way you do it. And then I also have issues with monogamy, where is it that you are monogamously cheating? I don't even know if that's a word. Or, men who say that they don't want one woman, but they can't manage it. And so it's kind of like, I call it cultural pimping.
Right.
And so I already knew that I wanted you to be a repeat guest on my show. But this is something that we need to talk about as far as our standards for ourselves, for our children, and our children's children. I want to know the lineage that my children are having, with someone. Like, what's their lineage? Who are their people? And so we even had a sense of arranged marriages in a historical time when we were segregated. And we're in Atlanta now. There used to be a thing between Memphis, Tennessee, and Atlanta where the so-called socialites or whatever, they would get together and they would marry in between the two cities. And so there is a thing where I feel like when you know the person, like when I meet a person, I know I come with references. I have a whole community of people who can vouch for my character and who I am. And oftentimes when you meet men, it's like, who are you? Who are your people? Do you have any friends? Some people don't even have friends, let alone to know their family. And the worst is when you get involved with someone, you have children with them, and you don't know anything about their family. It's not just for medical reasons or psychological reasons, but there is bloodlines that are combining, and you are going to be grandparents with this person, great grandparents. The person that you marry can determine 90% of your happiness. I saw that when I was younger, and I've also chosen not to live it. So I pass you the talking stick. This is a powerful, powerful conversation. Okay.
Yeah, family is important. A lot of people, the problem with a lot of people, they jump into dating and they, nowadays I call it fast food dating. Dating nowadays moves just like we go through the drive-through at McDonald's. We want to get involved fast. I hear a lot of women saying as soon as they meet men, the first thing men talk about, which they hate, is sex. And I hear a lot of men during my research that say a lot of women, the first thing they talk about is money. So we have a problem with women focusing on money in the dating process and financial status of the man, and we have the man focusing on sex in the dating process, which is a problem. two ways. Money should not be talked about at first. First, you should establish the character of the person. And once you establish the character of the person and decide if they pass those stages, then you can discuss the finances and the family and all of that stuff down the line. But I believe you need to focus on compatibility, and that should start with a good character or the character of the person. Because if you got a person with a lot of money but the character is bad, the relationship is not going to last.
Yes, that's so true.
It's I don't know, the dating process. That's why I keep saying dating is dead. We need to kill dating and go back to courting. If we continue the dating process, I don't really see that there's going to be a change, because dating allow too many things that's on the negative side of the relationship. One of the questions I asked in my book, well, before I even get to that, I want to talk about relationship in the United States. In 1913, the federal government formally recognizes marriage in law for the first time with the passage of the Revenue Act of 1913. In 1929, all states now have laws regarding marriage licenses. 1933, married women were granted the right to citizenship independent of their husbands. So, dating started in the United States by three women in Chicago, and you can look it up.
Wow.
And the term dating was coined by a guy that works for the Chicago Tribune. I have that information in detail in my book that's coming out. Dating never was a thing anywhere all over the world. It started in the United States of America. And since dating has started, marriages, well, not marriages, but divorces has been on the up and up. Not only divorces has been on the up and up, breakups in normal relationships, the whole relationship has been on a decline since they started the word dating and the process dating in the United States of America. When it was courting, we didn't see that problem. And one of the questions that I asked in my book when dating is, do the one you want you? And how do you know? If the one that you're desiring doesn't want you, the question is, if you go after them, is it a forced situation? And if it's a forced situation and you're really not their type, that turns into what we call manipulation. And
Okay.
men and women tend to be manipulating people at times. Unfortunately, manipulating is natural when it's in a good way, but it can be used in a bad way. I believe when we're getting involved with someone in the dating process, we should take our time and really be ourselves and really know our identity. A lot of people haven't mastered singleness, and then they jump into a relationship. And like Dr. Miles Monroe said, if you have two people, right, and they don't know themselves, he said, see, because when you don't know yourself, you're a nobody. When you don't know who you are considered a nobody. So if you're a nobody, because you don't know yourself, and you get with someone else that don't know themselves, so they're a nobody, nobody just got with nobody. And when nobody get involved with nobody, nobody got together. So the
I love
relationship
it.
is dead on arrival.
Yes, and I love Dr. Miles Monroe. Please check him out if y'all don't know. Woo! We have the comments and our Facebook chat are lit up, Brother Damon. Okay, so we start off with Yvonne, peace and love, universal power, people, love, love, love with a bunch of E's and love Z's this topic. So she's feeling it. And then we have Candy Thompson. Greetings, Queen Candy. She's saying greetings to you, my brother. And she said, you're speaking facts. She also says, drop the mic and D. This is a great topic. Make it plain. That's right. And then we also, he smiled. And then we also have Noni the Juice. Greetings, Noni Juice. She says that she just shared this very important topic as well. And good morning to you. She
Morning. Good morning.
says, thank you, Deborah, for being here as well. Deborah is here and listening and in the chat. Noni says, thanks for chiming in. And she says, y'all know this is needed. This is truth and wisdom. And this is very vital regarding what makes a relationship work better. And then Deborah, she says dating is dead. Building a team, get to know people. Yes, building a team. If you're dating, you're not building a team, but if you're courting, you are. I really like that point, Deborah. And then Omi has a question.
Okay.
She asks very powerful questions. I was once told that powerful people ask powerful questions. So shout outs to you, Omi Dio. She says, what does a person do when waiting for the one and it takes too long?
Okay. Good question. So I'll answer that first for on a man's side and a woman's side.
Okay.
On a man's side, as far as waiting for the one and it takes too long, a man should not wait for the one. A man has to go out and hunt, search, look for the one. As far as a woman, it's a harder process for women because women are supposed to attract and men are supposed to find. So as men we find, as women you attract. So as a woman, if you're waiting for a long time for the one, some of the questions I would ask before answering that question is, who is the one in your mind? Like mentally, what do you imagine the one being like in your life? That's the first question you should ask yourself. Okay, this one that I'm looking for, what would he be like? Use your imagination to determine what he would be like. But I also advise women is you have to be realistic about your expectation. And don't be delusional. Meaning, take a look at yourself, take a look at your life, what you have going on currently in your life. Do you have kids? Do you desire to attract a man with no kids or with kids? How would that look like if y'all got together? Do you feel that man, that's that image you're looking for? Is that man looking for a woman like yourself? And how do you attract that kind of man that you're desiring? You know, because for example, I'm going to go there. I have to go all over the place.
That's all
Since
right.
I've been dating, I've encountered, I can tell you 1,000 stories, funny ones, sad ones, everything. But I had a woman that I met. She had 4 kids, and she told me that she's looking for a man with no kids. And my question to her was, okay, so if you find a man with no kids, what if he would like to have kids?
Right.
And if he would like to have kids, what if he only want 1, or what if he want 4? What do you do? Well, you have 4 with him, and that would make it 8 with you guys together. How would that look? So if you're waiting long, and to get back to your question, because I can go all over the place, but if you're waiting long and you feel like it's been too long, I would reevaluate how I'm attracting the type of person that I'm trying to attract. If I was you, are you waiting, sitting in the house? Are you putting yourself in those areas or places where that type of man you're trying to attract is located? For example, a lot of women complain and say, I'm tired of attracting thugs and ghetto dudes and drug dealers. And okay, so where are you placing yourself? As a woman, you have to put yourself in position to attract the type of man you're trying to attract.
I've heard
If you're
that.
trying to attract the doctor, you can't go to certain places. I won't say names or anything, but You know the places you shouldn't go to if you're trying to attract a doctor. Maybe you should go to the museum, the library, or certain events where they would be at. If you're trying to attract a doctor, you should learn about doctors, study their personalities, study their lifestyles, places they would go, different events, galas, and stuff like that, and throw on a dress and go to one of those events. Whenever for example, if you want McDonald's, you can't go to Burger King. If you go to Burger King, you will not get a Big Mac. You'll get a Whopper, but not a Big Mac. So you have to position yourself to attract the type of man you're attracting. Another thing that I would say is women, have you had a makeover? Maybe that's required. I'm not saying it is, but maybe a makeover is required. Maybe the way you look is not attracting him. First of all, the type of man that you're trying to attract, has that type of man ever approached you? If that type of man or kind of man never approached you, then it's something you're doing that's not attracting that type of man. You got to be in the place where that type of man would be, and you have to position yourself to be attractive to that type of man. Do you wear jeans all the time, or do you put on a dress? You have to study the type of person you're trying to attract.
Do you work out?
And learn that person, where they be, what they like, what they're into. That's my advice. And number one, I also always say pray about the situation. That's important. But outside of that, I really can't say much more because I really don't know you. I haven't. So I'm a relationship coach. Like, when I have my sessions with people and they say, "Oh, I'm trying to attract," if a lady tell me I'm trying to attract a certain type of man, the first thing I do is I give her a homework assignment. All right, go study that man. Whatever his profession is, whatever type of man he is, go study what those men like, what they do. Study it. Because if you study that, it gives you a better idea on how to attract it. But if you don't know anything about it, how are you going to attract what you don't know about? So that's the answer to that.
Yeah, that's powerful. She mentioned something else in the chat, but for me, you already mentioned it, that women are supposed to attract and men are supposed to find, because the nature of a man is a hunter, and we're more receptive as women. We're, spiritually, physically, we receive. And with that being said, I don't think that women should make the first move.
I don't think so.
That's what her question was, because we've been taught to wait. And so my thing is operating in my culture, because it's one thing to look it, it's one thing to talk it, but it's to live it.
Right.
And so for me, when we're operating in our culture, there are some things that we used to do instinctively as a people because it's in our DNA. We have an ancestral memory of how to be, which is that example that I was given when somebody say, well, who are their people? You just don't bring nobody around and you don't know their people. You don't know where they come from. So when I look at arranged marriage, I'm not trying to, lock my children in a room with two women, twins preferably. Shout outs to the universe for the request. And then, force them to marry. I want to know the lineage. I want to know the people. We know in this country, we have been divided intentionally from the beginning. Whether you look at our ancestry with the fact that the transatlantic slave trade happened and chattel slavery never existed anywhere on the planet other than in North America, specifically the southeastern United States. And with that being said, and also the Caribbean, pardon me, but the worst was here in America, because there was a domination of the European population, as opposed to in the Caribbean where we were able to keep our culture more because we dominated in numbers as well as in strength and power. And so I'm saying that because I always think the most revolutionary thing that we can do as a people is to build family and community. And that starts with marriage, relationships. Charity starts at home. You can't go out there and save the world and then your house is falling down.
Right.
And so I feel that when we talk about it from a cultural perspective, it makes a lot of sense to me, Brother Damon, because even the fact that chattel slavery was started here, dating was starting here, these are things divisively we don't recognize that we are still working on, reversing and shifting the trauma that we've experienced as a people. That's why sometimes people complain that we don't have the unity that other nationalities and ethnic groups have. And that is based on the fact that we were intentionally mixed up. If you spoke my language, I couldn't speak to you. We started using the drum, and then they even outlawed the drum because of the communication. So communicating was intentionally sabotaged. Anytime it's three or more of us gathering in a place, they even talk about that. They have a right to break us up. Like, and if three or more of us are congregating, that's looked at as a threat. You
A
ever
gang.
been? Yes. You ever been in a room where there's only like one other melanated person in the room and they don't speak to you? It's like it's only two of us in here, and you can't look at me in the eye and recognize that we have a connection somewhere along the lines. So the Soul Brothers are here in the studio. This is a new thing. They want to say something.
So one thing that we spoke with Brother Damon, uh, we actually met him. We actually were getting a ride back in our Uber from our family chiropractor, and we were speaking with him. Like, when I mentioned this, he was talking about how the drums are very important to we as a people, and in West Africa, in Guinea, in the African group, the Susu people, it actually is a rhythm that we actually will play, and the rhythm is called Yankidi and Makaru. And essentially, the rhythm will start out very slow, and all the men and women in the village, they'll come together in the actual dance. And from the rhythm starting off slow, it's kind of like symbolizing like them looking like for another person to basically court with kind of what we were saying, and they'll look like for someone who they feel like is best for them. And then when the rhythm gets faster and shifts to Makaru, they actually will go to that person, they'll start dancing with them. And the rhythm it'll end off and it'll go back to Yankee, it'll slow down. But after that rhythm is played, all of the men, all the elders in the village actually will come together and actually will decide and see, is this match best for the village, and also is this match best for the two individuals.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up.
And one of the things I'll say is for the people who don't know, because some of the people, this could be their first time like hearing about courting. What would you say is like the main differences between courting and dating? What are the main similarities between courting and dating?
The difference between courting and dating is courting allowed you to focus on one individual, and y'all get that intimate time together. For example, back in the days, we would meet the girl at the playground, or she would be the girl that we had our eyes on in school, and she lived in the neighborhood. We didn't have cell phones. In the courting days, we did not have cell phones. It was a home phone with a long extension cord. And when you was talking on the phone, someone else in the house could pick up from one of the other rooms, the kitchen or something, and you'd be like, get off the phone, I'm on the phone. And you can hear them hang up, and they try and listen in on your car. But back in those days, we would sit on the phone all night with that one person. We didn't have a bunch of other people. It was that one person, and we would spend a lot of time focusing on that person. We met that person's parents because we lived in the same neighborhood together. Our brothers and sisters and mom and dad knew their brothers, sisters, mom and dad. It was a sense of community when courting was out. So we really knew the person. That's courting. Dating, a lot of people really don't know the person. They're talking to this person over the internet, Facebook, Instagram, all of the different dating sites or whatever it may be. So they really don't know this person. There's really not a sense of community with this person. We don't know their mom, dad, any of that. All we know is, okay, I saw the profile picture. She looked good, or women say he looked good. And I know a few people that are mutual friends. I heard about this person, whatever, and then we'll be together and talk and take it over. So that's the difference. Courting was more intimate, and dating is less intimate. The other difference is dating nowadays is fast food. It's a fast food relationship. The whole process is sped up. Courting, a lot of people wasn't having sex in the same day or the next day or the same week,
And then you
whatever
had
it
to get
was.
married if you did slip up, they say, and knocked her up shotgun wedding time.
Right. Yeah, the parents would get together. Oh, you about to get married.
That's right.
You know, and even back then in the courting days, marriage was valued. In the dating days nowadays, marriage is not valued. You have people nowadays rather be in a long term relationship. Now that back then you would hear somebody engaged on Monday, 2 months later or so the wedding is already planned. Or the same day they're engaged. Now you hear people engaged for 10 years,
That's
eight
so
years,
true.
20 years.
Oh,
Like
30
how
years
long?
you've been together.
Right, and the
Common law marriage is after 7, excuse me, brother.
right.
Yes.
And the purpose of engagement is saying I value you enough for you to be my wife. That's what means, and it means here's this ring, a placeholder, because we're about to get married. That's what engagement means. But nowadays they made engagement as just a ring on her finger, saying I think I want to marry her. And dating,
Shut her up to keep her quiet.
right? So no other man can have her.
Uh-huh.
You know, the similarities with dating and courting that I can think of is, you know, it's all deciding if we would like to be involved with a person, a particular individual. You know, I like her, she like me. So let's get together and see where it goes. Courting was that way, and dating is also that way. But courting had more of a purpose behind it. Courting was, I like you and I want to pursue you for marriage. Dating is, I like you and I want to see what the sex life, I want to see if we can just have fun together or be casual, or maybe marriage can work out. And for some people, yeah, I'm dating you to marry and with a purpose. But dating has different end zones, I call it. You know, courting,
Connotation.
yeah, courting didn't have that. Courting, it was all about I'm seeing you with the purpose of working towards marriage. Dating is I'm seeing you with all sorts of different purposes. You know,
Yes.
so I want to just talk about this part in the dating process, and I want to ask everyone that's listening, everyone online on social media, think about this and what would be your questions or responses to this? So you have two types of relationships, and we mix them up. One is interpersonal relationship. Interpersonal relationship is your relationship with others. Here's the one that we miss in the dating process, and prior to even going out there to date anyone, intrapersonal relationship. An intrapersonal relationship is your relationship with yourself. A lot of people dating nowadays, they focus on the interpersonal relationship, how they have a relationship with others. But before you can focus on interpersonal relationships, you have to focus on intrapersonal relationships. Because if you don't know who you are and you don't know yourself and you're not comfortable with you, loving you, dating you, you are not ready to date other people. In my relationship coaching sessions, I have a lot of people upset. They come to me and say, okay, well, I would like to date, and what do you think? And the first question I ask them is, okay, how comfortable are you with you? Do you take you on dates? And then the next question I ask is, do you feel like you need to date someone? And as soon as the person say they feel like they need to date someone, I say, you're not ready for dating.
Right. It should not be a need.
If you need someone else, you're focusing on the interpersonal relationship. The problem with needing someone, if you need them, that means you're not whole or complete yourself. Have y'all ever heard of somebody say, "Oh man, there are songs she took the love away from me. Don't take your love from me." And if you ever feel like somebody took the love away, or they left and took all of the love away, you didn't love yourself. You didn't know how to love or understand yourself. Because if you love yourself and someone leave you, they can't take your love away. They took their love away. So if they
Right.
leave you, it shouldn't really hurt you that bad, because you still have the love that you came in with, because you love yourself. But if you didn't love yourself and you got with them, interpersonal relationship, and you got with them because you needed their love to make you feel loved, Once they leave, you're going to be hurt, heartbroken, torn apart because they left with the love that you never had. The love you thought you had was what you fed from them being with you. So you have identity issues. And that's another thing in relationships that we need to talk about is people with identity issues. If you feel like you have to dress a certain way to impress people, you have an identity issue. If you feel like you have to act a certain way to impress people, you have an identity issue. The way you know you don't have an identity issue is when you can go out there and be the true person you are, act the way you would act, be who you are. That person you are when you are at home by yourself, when you can go with that person and be that same person, you don't have an identity issue. But when you got to go around that person and, oh, I don't think she like that, so I have to act like this. I don't believe he like that, so let me act like this. I don't want him to see this side of me. I don't want her to see that side of me. When you have to think too hard and act too different to be involved with someone, you have an identity issue. A lot of people don't like that. They hate to face the fact, but if you are not who you truly are deep down inside subconsciously, when you go out dating somebody, you have an identity issue. I'm going to touch up on this one question a lot of people ask me. As a relationship coach, a lot of people say, wait a minute, you're a relationship coach. Why aren't you in a relationship? Oh, I'll tell you why. I have so many answers to that. I was actually in a 20-year marriage. I got 2 sons out of that marriage, 22 and 26. And she decided that she wanted to do other things in life and sever the marriage. So that's what happened in the marriage. Right now, I've been single since 2022. And the reason why I'm not in a relationship is because I've been meeting a lot of women. I've met nice women, beautiful women, women who had great careers, nice things going on in life and everything, but I saw identity issues. And the problem when you get with someone with an identity issue, if they're not really truly able to be themselves, once y'all get together and the fake person that they're pretending to be comes out, the relationship is going to end and then resentment is going to come in.
Yes. Oh, we have to wrap it up. I had comments and everything. We have a brother that has a show at the top of the hour at 12 noon EST time. How can we let our listening audience connect with you, follow up with you? Please give us your contact information or any updates that we should know about to follow and support.
Yep, I can be followed on Facebook under Damon. It looks like Damon, but it's pronounced Damon, Damon, Iverson, I-V as in Victor, E-R-S-O-N. That's Facebook. Instagram is exactly the opposite. I really don't do Instagram a whole lot. I'm mainly on Facebook, talking about different controversial topics in regards to dating and relationship and everything. But Instagram is the opposite, Iverson Damon.
Okay. All right. Well, I definitely want to have you come again to do a part 2 to this, because there were some things that I'm going to listen to my own show, which is something I really do, just so at the end, my comments that I had, my mind was racing because I'm in alignment with everything that you said, my brother.
Appreciate it.
So thank you so much for being our guest today. Thank you, everyone who listened. Thank you for the sisters who showed up on Facebook. And I can't even speak the comments now because we're tight on time. But thank you for listening to the Albebulan radio show. Remember to shine your light brightly into the world. Be kind to someone. Reach out and touch someone. Make this world a better place if you can. And remember that we are because you are, and each and every one of us has a purpose and can make a difference in the world and in someone's life today. Peace and power. Peace and love.
Days of slavery. Do you remember?
day you